Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Obiariri. Have you bothered to ask yourself this simple question? Why do most politicians, especially governors in Nigeria, concentrate mostly on the road construction, flyovers, and the other brick and mortar projects, as if that is the only measurement of sign of good governance in Nigeria? Have you bothered to ask this question? Why is it that every second, every hour, you see them spending hundreds of millions of naira, bringing me people, dancers, Arise TV, Channel TV to do live telecast, a flag off of 10-kilometer road, flag off of 5-kilometer road, inauguration of 500 meters flyover and all those? Why do you think that is their only understanding and the sign of governance? Do you know why? It's because that is the only avenue or only route through which they can over invoice and inflate monies meant for the people to enable them steal and loot it. That is the only surest thing. These guys will not understand that the Human Development Index or parameters for good governance are measured beyond the road construction that they do at overinflated prices, the flyovers they do at almost times 4 the price. See, the World Bank has a standard rate for road construction costs per kilometer, for bridge construction costs per kilometer, for flyover construction costs per kilometer in different climes. Even for the rail project that they claim to do for us, if you look at it critically, you will discover clearly that the average cost per kilometer of road, the average cost per kilometer of rail projects done in Nigeria, the average cost per square meter of flyovers done in Nigeria, you usually discover that they are sometimes 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times higher than what is obtainable in Ghana, in Benin Republic, in Cameroon, in neighboring African countries. Why? Because, as usual, whether working with the Chinese or with local contractors, they usually overprice those contracts and use those contractors as fronts to loot and to launder the excess. And that is why you see them. And the interesting thing is that nobody demands for accountability. Nobody asks questions. Here in Nigeria, $1.9 billion was spent doing 156-kilometer rail project on an even land space between Lagos and Ibadan. But Djibouti and Ethiopia did 759 kilometers of standard gauge rail network, even with electricity on top of it, over very mountainous, atrocious land space for $4.5 billion to the average per kilometer. Divide $4.5 billion by 759 kilometers, see what it gives you. Divide $1.96 billion by 156 kilometers, see what it gives to you. That will give you a fair idea of the kind of manipulation, the kind of stealing, the kind of looting that goes on in Nigeria. And you know the most painful thing? The average Nigerian will clap for them, we laugh, we celebrate them. Here in this same country, $11 million, $11 whooping million was spent to do design for Air Nigerian logo. I feel sorry for this country. I feel sorry for Nigeria because we are practically ruled by a group of people I refer to as political bandits, terrorists in power. So when you see them, we did this road, we did this flyover, that is the only thing they know how to do. Things that has to do with improving education, delivering health care to the people, creating safe, secured and safe environment for private enterprise growth to thrive. Things that has to do with putting in place enabling framework for policies, land reforms, PPPs, agro upstream and downstream development, things that will actually help to create, help the average Nigerian, to rev up their income to at least 3,000 naira per day on average, they won't do it. The only thing they know how to do is collect fat, collect jack, take 10% as security vote, which they loot and divert, inflate expenses in their government houses, buy fleet of cars and all those stuff, and then award road contracts, bridge contracts, flyover contracts, inflate the price times 5, use the contractor to fleece and steal the monies, go to BDC, change it to dollar, buy properties and all those stuff. And that is all they do. Go and look at most of the contractors they use for most of the projects they do in most of the states and LGs actually fronts that they use to launder money. Award the contract. The average cost is 100 million naira per kilometer. Make it 1 billion. The contractor takes 150 million extra and then find a way of wiring the remaining 750 million for the criminal governor, local government chairman. And people clap, kumbaya, yeah. Shame of a nation. God help us. Keep on clapping for them, Ndoshin and Diama.